All right, hello Aquarius, and welcome to your November 2025 money, wealth, prosperity, abundance, all the good things reading, right? So we're going to get right into it. I'm feeling really good, Aquarius, and that's always a good sign because the energy is flowing. Look at that. You've got surprises already showing up. What I'm seeing here, hold on, I just saw a card flip over. There it is. This guy's trying to peek out. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it, Aquarius, because like I said, I feel the energy moving, shaking, doing all the things. All right, so what do we need to know for the sign of Aquarius as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of November 2025. So like I said, you're going to get some surprises, some unexpected money or unexpected opportunities that are going to lead into some money. All right. So it looks like it's going to be something short term, though, because the Ace of Wands is in the reverse, but the Seven of Cups usually means you have more than one option or multiple things showing up. It doesn't necessarily mean all of the opportunities are good, all of them resonate, all of them work for you. But Aquarius, I think November is going to surprise you with some unexpected cash, like literally unexpected cash. Now we've got the Chariot, which means that you're going to be eliminating some things as well. And I think this is really good because it's going to allow you to stay focused, allow you to kind of redirect your energy going within. And sometimes that's what we have to do when we are planning our financial strategies, our long-term goals, all of those things. And that's what you're doing here. The Three of Wands means you're starting to really assess what's next for you. How are things going to look when you move into 2026? Now, the other thing, Aquarius, is you need to, I feel like you're being called to upgrade yourself in some way, but you're resisting it for some reason. Now, understand, we don't have to improve ourselves. We don't have to spend money on ourselves. But sometimes doing so, it signals something energetically, also emotionally within you, that sends a signal that you're destined for more, right? That you're receptive for more. You're ready for more. And sometimes that is a huge pivotal shift in your life, because when you've been kind of doing things the same way over and over and over, you can get really comfortable and stagnant, and then growth kind of hinders. But what I'm seeing here is like you're questioning, should you kind of break through that? And then we got that King of Pentacles. Hold on to your money in November, Aquarius. November probably is not going to be the best time for you to make any big financial decisions or to move towards any financial investments, because the timing just isn't right. You know, depending on whatever it is, whatever makes sense for you as it relates to investing. But I'm going to say November is a time to sit and hold. All right. That's what my cards are telling me. That's what my intuition is telling me. So the first week of November is good. I think you're going to be surprised, like I said, with some new opportunities and a one-time influx of cash. It could be like a big, maybe a deal you're making. Maybe you sell something and someone pays you cash for it. That's what I'm seeing with that Ace of Wands. But like I said, you're going to have a lot of options, and I think you're being called to take that next step, Aquarius. I really do. I think you're being subtly triggered to do more, because you are kind of outgrowing your circumstances financially, and I think you're ready to play a bigger game. Now, this is going to look different for all of you. Some of you, this next step, this bigger game, could be quitting your job. For some of you, it could be starting your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth business, right? Like, it just depends on what you got going on, who you are, where you are. But don't be afraid to go bigger, because I feel like that's what you're being called to do, all right? And you're going to be rewarded for doing that, all right? Okay, Aquarius, let's see what else is showing up for you, because November's coming in. hot and heavy, really good. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so you're breaking free. You know what, Aquarius? You are actually growing in ways you didn't even realize. Whoa. In ways you didn't even realize was possible. All right, all these cards are flying. That's okay. We'll make it do what it do. All right, so the Devil card in the reverse. I like seeing him in the reverse. Why? Because it means that you're not self-sabotaging, right? Sometimes when the Devil card shows up, he's usually a warning. He warns us to, you know, stop going in the direction we're going because it could lead to catastrophe. Or it means that we know what is getting in our way. Sometimes it's our own, you know, stuff that gets in our way. But you've actually overcome some things, Aquarius, all right? So you're not self-sabotaging. As a matter of fact, you're moving forward. You're growing. You are making progress, which is awesome. We got the Two of Wands. Something in your recent past is still affecting you now. It's affecting your current decisions. I feel like this is something personal, but it's actually affecting your money. Something happened in your personal life, but it impacted you in such a way that it's affecting your work life, your financial life, your business life. We also got that Ace of Pentacles, which again is another influx of income. But again, that's a one-time payment. Just like that Ace of Wands, you got a one-time cash money coming in. This is a new source of income, but it only pays out one time is what I'm seeing. We got the Six of Pentacles. You're in the position to give, so do whatever you can to give. I think that's going to help you reputation-wise. I don't know what it is, Aquarius, but I feel like you need to give because people don't think you like to give. People see you as somebody who is always about making money, and not that there's anything wrong with that. You know, if anything, I'm going to tell you there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes it doesn't have to always be about the money, right? We can give back in certain ways. I'm not saying you have to give money away literally, although you could. But what I am saying is that you need to share in a way that makes sense for you, and in a way that benefits you as well as other people, because you're going to see that's going to unlock a lot of doors for you. All right, it's going to put you on someone's radar. It's going to attract the right kind of attention. And it's going to be something really unexpected. Like, people are just not going to see that coming from you. So this is going to do a whole lot as it relates to the perception of how people interpret who you are and what you do. Finally, we got the Four of Pentacles. That's a strong card. That means that your balance or your budget is balanced. You're doing the right things. You're managing your money well. That's just confirmation that you're on the right track. Keep going because you're doing all the right things. All right. Let's see what else is. Ooh. All right. What else is showing up for Aquarius as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of November 2025. Whoa, what do we need to know for the sign of Aquarius? Oh, Aquarius, I see the Three of Swords. It tells me that you were disappointed recently. Maybe you got your feelings hurt. Maybe you're heartbroken. But by the time we hit mid-November, it looks like you're going to have some resolution to that, okay? You're going to have some answers. Excuse me. Now, I do feel like, because I see these cards here in the reverse, which means that things are turning around for you in the second half of November. Ooh, and you got the King of Pentacles. All right, so remember, no investing here. The second half of November is a good time if you're thinking about investing in some way. Remember that you only invest in stuff that makes sense for you. All right, Aquarius? So a wrong gets righted here. Either somebody pays you back something. If something was stolen, it gets returned. Or if something happened, the person gets penalized for whatever they did against you. The Five of Pentacles, that's another good card confirming you're on the right track financially. You're doing all the right things. You're really smart with your money, Aquarius, to the degree that people are impressed, all right? Now, we've got that Six of Pentacles again. You got that card twice. This is about making sure you're not overgiving. Remember, you're being called to give here, but you don't have to go overboard with it, all right? You don't have to prove anything. This basically is a subtle shift in energy, right? Like you're kind of putting the focus outside of yourself, and that's what's going to happen here. And focusing on others, even temporarily, is going to help benefit you. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but that's what I'm getting. We also have the Three of Swords. This is healing from a broken heart. I feel like you either reconnect with somebody, you have a conversation with somebody, or somebody explains something to you, like maybe you were confused. And like I said, I feel like this is something personal. I feel like this is something that does not have to do with money, but it's impacting your work in some way. All right, but you're going to get resolution, or you're going to get some answers with that, okay? So be willing to, I guess, ask or reach out if you feel like there's something that you need to resolve with someone. Don't hesitate to reach out, okay? Because this card is telling me that you will be welcome. Like the person's not gonna, the person is not gonna reject or ignore you. As a matter of fact, I think that they're gonna be very receptive to you. Finally, we got that Judgment card. The Judgment card is the card of self-improvement, self-development. When it shows up in the reverse, it means that sometimes you're not quite ready for the growth that is ahead of you. And so you may resist some changes. But understand that by resisting, you're only holding yourself back. And that could be part of this, thing here that's going on in your personal life. You know how sometimes we are resistant to change, and it makes people feel disconnected from you. So just be careful with that. I saw a card here that was flipped over. All right. That's a good card. Then you got the Ace of Swords. Breakthroughs are happening. All right, so here's what I'm seeing, Aquarius. Again, this card means healing from heartbreak, healing from disappointment. I do believe that there is going to be resolution for you in some way, and that is going to really help you have a much more stronger, more focused, I guess, mindset as it relates to your money. And I know sometimes, you don't think that emotional stuff will affect you financially, but it really does. And sometimes this is work-related stuff, like work relationships, or, sometimes there's just static, right? And you don't know why or how it came about, and that's what I'm picking up here. But you do resolve it in the second half of November, which is fantastic. And look at what happens here. You have a breakthrough. You have the Lover's card. The Lover's card is a divine union. It's also the card of a substantial pivot or a choice in your life. In other words, you get to the point to where, you're healing some things in your personal life, in your work life, and now you have choices, and multiple choices, and they're all pretty good, right? Like you can do this or you can do that. You can go here, you can go there. Both of them are going to benefit you in multiple ways. I feel like this is going to be a work-related choice because we are doing a money reading, and I feel like you're going to have a juicy option at the end of the month, Aquarius. All right, it's going to be unexpected, and I think it's going to be something that's going to make you really happy, which is going to enable you to make more money. Because here's the thing, when you're passionate about something, it really kind of, it like lights a fire under you. And I feel like this is a fire you haven't felt that spark about in a long time, Aquarius. I feel like this is something where, you know, you're like, wow, I didn't realize how passionate and how on fire I am about, you know, this particular thing. It could be a business, could be a new job. It could even be a new relationship for some of you, right? Like sometimes it's just time to move in a new direction. And that could be, like I said, a new relationship for some of you. And again, we all know what it's like when you're with somebody and they kind of help you really kind of reawaken your desire for a full and vibrant and overflowing life, right? Like sometimes there's people in our lives that make us want to earn more money or make us want to be more successful. So that's the energy I'm getting from that card. Now we also got the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is about not taking any risks. Okay, so I don't feel like you would do that necessarily, Aquarius, but again, it's going to depend on exactly what you're doing and how you're doing it, and maybe even who you're doing it with. All right, so make sure that you are always very thoughtful and intentional when you're making decisions as it relates to money. We've also got the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a card that talks about pulling back. Sometimes we have to not do more, but we have to step back and reevaluate and reassess. And that's what I'm seeing here at the end of November. Don't feel pressured or rushed to take action, Aquarius, because you may need to step back a little bit and you may need to evaluate some things, okay? Finally, we got the Hierophant card. You're going to have to go against the grain here. Don't feel locked into doing things just because that's how they've always been done. You may even have to redefine exactly what, you know, your plan is as it relates to work, money, business, investments, and all the things. All right, so the Hierophant means we don't follow the rules because we create our own rules. And sometimes that's how you have to play in order to win the money game. All right, so looking at your cards here, Aquarius, you've got a lot of a lot of good things going on here. But I do believe that you're going to be surprised. I really do. You've got some unexpected, you know, cash flows, influxes of cash coming in. And I feel like there's going to be something in your personal life that gets resolved, which again unlocks more energy for you to make more money. All right, so November is going to be good. I think it's going to be a month where you experience a lot of growth in multiple ways. All right. All right, let's go ahead and close out your reading with the Eternal Crystals Oracle card. Ooh, you got card number 31, Peridot. All right, this is the card of Teach and Heart Chakra. Again, you're in your feelings. You're really in your feelings in November, Aquarius. So I think that's what I'm picking up here with this Three of Swords in the reverse. And it's not a bad thing. It means that, you know, your feelings are justified and they will be resolved. All right, I can promise you that. All right, Aquarius, that's what I got for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. And thank you for spending this time with me. We'll do it all again next month.